even if they do reconvene Thursday. Let's get some legal insight now. We want to bring in constitutional law attorney, legal analyst Amir Benno, and alongside Amir with us, criminal defense attorney Aaron Reed. Gentlemen, great to have you in.
Morning.
Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
What a development here. So we knew the grand jury was convening, but now it's been canceled. What does that signal to you, Amir? Robert Costello, obviously the last person they heard from, tried to discredit what was, Bragg's star witness, Michael Cohen.
Well, we don't know the reason why it was canceled. It could have been for a variety of reasons, so we can't really speculate. It's reading tea leaves. But it does tell us that the grand jury is still open and it's still considering evidence. So anything can still happen. They can still choose whether to indict or they can choose not to indict. So we really don't know much more about it. Unless we get some more leaks, it's just going to be a mystery.
Well, there might be more leaks. Certainly there have been. So the secret grand jury, of course, Dwane, 23 people, 12 of them have to have consensus. Is this a good sign for Trump that there may be some more time? I mean, again, the leak was over the weekend that made Trump say he might be in cuffs by yesterday. That has not happened.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing for Trump. I think the last witness that the grand jury saw kind of put the government on their heels a little bit and really discredited Cohen. So I think they're rethinking some of their strategy. They may be looking for other witnesses to bring in. I was kind of surprised they didn't bring Cohen back in as a rebuttal witness, but I think that they're really kind of on their heels. And, this really reminds me of the John Edwards case where almost identical facts and he was acquitted.
He was acquitted. I want to play a little clip for you, CNN. Not exactly a fan of Trump, Van Jones. This is what he said about DA Bragg bringing this potential charge against Trump.
He's got to make a sober decision now. I agree with David. A charge like this, a porn star payoff 7 years ago, somehow tied to the election, but not really. It doesn't seem like the right way to go when you look at the history. Is not going to judge Donald Trump based on Stormy Daniels. It's going to judge him based on the election. It's going to judge him based on the coup attempt, the insurrection. I think that if I were Alvin, I would wait for Georgia to go first. Georgia, you have the president calling in, trying to change an election. That seems to me the thing you start with, not this.
All right, but it does seem like this is where we are at, Amir. Bragg, some say, could bring the charge, get maybe a conviction and have it turned over on appeal. But by then, the 2024 election is over. What do you think the strategy is perhaps with the DA Bragg?
I think it's self-interest. I think that he's looking for, political promotion, essentially. He's elected office. He wants to rise up in the ranks. I think he's really pandering to the base. Remember, 4 different agencies have looked at this. The Department of Justice decided not to bring a case. The FEC decided not to bring charges. The predecessor to Alvin Bragg, Cyrus Vance, decided not to pursue this case. And Alvin Bragg himself decided to disband the investigation of this particular prosecution. And only after Mark Pomerantz, one of the attorneys who he brought on to lead that investigation, lodged this withering criticism of Alvin Bragg in a book recently, did he reverse course and decide, hey, now we're going to pursue this. I agree with Van on the fact that this is probably, for those prosecutors handling the January 6th or handling the documents case or handling the Georgia case, they probably are not thrilled at the fact that Alvin Bragg is deciding to go forward with this particular extremely weak case, and that's going to be the vanguard, the lead case here. Bad for all of those prosecutions.
Yeah, well, whatever is going on, of course, secret grand jury. But what we can glean is this: there is some delay here. There is, a cancellation today, perhaps not even a vote this week. Final thoughts to you, Dwane, as Trump is sort of looking at this, eyeing at this with his advisors as well.
Well, if you're going to go after Donald Trump, you probably ought to have a pretty good case because he seems to come out in the end kind of the winner in all these bad allegations that have been put out against him. And so I just don't think that you bring this kind of case against him. I mean, the statute of limitations is a very big problem in this case. Now, it can be told if he was continuously outside the state of New York, but that's not the case. He owns property in New York and he's in and out of New York all the time. So I think number one issue is they got a statute of limitations. I don't think they can bring it. I think they're time barred.
We're watching, we're waiting. Gentlemen, great to have your legal insight. Amir Benno, Dwane Cates, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so you're looking live.